Welcome, YouTube. Today I wanted to show off probably the silliest, definitely, deck I have, maybe the dumbest. So just a quick backstory about this deck. It started off as just a basic precon. From the Lord of the Rings precon, it was Eowyn, Shield Maiden. It was a generic human deck. It was fun to play, but it eventually got taken apart because when the other Universes Beyond started coming out, IPs or expansions, when they started coming out, I had a really stupid idea to just put them all together into one Magic the Gathering deck, and that turned into a deck helmed by this guy, Theoden, or Kenrith. The reason I went with this deck is because it was all 5 colors, and it was, in general, a generic deck that I could have a lot of flexibility to do anything I wanted with. This deck did not last that long. It was not very fun to play. There was not a lot of synergy. So that deck eventually turned into Aragorn, the Uniter deck. This one I liked because no matter what I was playing, I was getting some kind of value out of it, whether I was creating humans, when I cast a white spell, or scrying, or dealing damage, and so on. This one didn't last very long either. Just because it wasn't fun to play, just again. But finally, I saw this crazy card that came out just a couple weeks ago. It was the SpongeBob SquarePants, or the Joda, the Unifier, and I finally brought all my Universes Beyond Legends together into one deck. Now, the reason I think this one works a little bit better is because I think Joda, just in general, is very easy to play. It's not hard to cast one spell and then essentially you go digging for another fun legend. So it is very easy to play. And in general, it's just more fun than the other decks. So today, I would like to go over this entire deck helmed by our favorite SpongeBob. I already went over these 3 cards, so we'll start off with the legends in the deck, and then I'll go into some more general support pieces for them. So we have these 3, Eowyn, Theoden, Aragorn, and the bulk of this deck is Lord of the Rings. Like I said, it's based on that Lord of the Rings precon Eowyn's. So yeah, we'll go into more pieces. These 2 are very important because they have card draw tacked onto them, and that is also always very important in a commander game. Next, we have a Jurassic Park card. We have Ian Malcolm, the Chaotician. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. During each player's turn, that player may cast a spell from among the cards they don't own exiled with Ian Malcolm, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. Now, I initially bought this card because of a card called Share the Spoils. It reminds me a lot of that card, and that card is such a blast to play in a commander game. Me and my play group all really enjoy that card, so that's why we got Ian in the deck. Next is a piece of removal tacked on to Lord of the Rings Legends. Eowyn, she's a 4-cost 3/4 with haste. Whenever she enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until end of turn. That last sentence actually is more relevant than you'd think. It's got me out of some pickles in some of these games. Next, we have a Warhammer card. This is just a generic legend to have from the Warhammer franchise. It just gives other creatures you control +1/+0 and vigilance, and you could eventually tap things to investigate, which there is a minor clue token sub-theme in this deck. Next, we have Baragond of the Guard. It is another legend. Whenever Baragond or another human enters the battlefield under control, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. The other sub-theme, or the major, I guess, sub-theme would be the humans. Every creature in this deck is either human or there's a way to support humans. So this is a big card for the deck. Next is another Aragorn, King of Gondor. Vigilance, lifelink. Whenever Aragorn ETBs, you become the monarch. Whenever he attacks, up to one target creature cannot block this turn. If you're the monarch, creatures can't block this turn. This dude's a powerhouse. He can just make your entire board unblockable in some aspects or some instances. Next, we have a Doctor Who card. Carvanista Loyal Lupari. Now, I've never watched Doctor Who, but I saw that it can give your humans indestructible until my next turn, and I love this card. This card is awesome. Every time I've gotten to play it, it does wonders. Then we have a D&D card from the movie. Holga, Relentless Rager, 4/6 for 6. She's got haste, and she has to be blocked if able. Whenever Holga attacks each creature you control, attacking a player gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each creature that player controls. It's a weird card, but she was fun in the movie, so I thought she'd be fun in the deck. We got another Jurassic Park card. You can tap Ellie and Alan, paleontologists, and you can exile a creature card from your graveyard and discover X, where X is the mana value of an exile card. Again, just a fun value piece. This deck isn't very optimized if you guys cannot tell yet, but it is a fun little thing I put together. Next, we have an Assassin's Creed card, our first one. It's Alexios Demos of Cosmos. 4/4 for 4, trample, and this is just like the Splicer from Transformers. You pass him around the table, he gets massive, and he smacks your opponents. Next, we have one of my favorite real Magic the Gathering cards, Samut, or Inigo Avenging Swordsman. 3/4 for 5, flash, double strike, vigilance, haste. Other creatures you control have haste, and you can pay a white and untap another target creature. This guy's a beast. Next, I didn't mention this in the intro, but my very first, I guess, Universe Beyond card that I bought was this guy, Rick. Huge, massive fan of The Walking Dead, and I also love the humans. So he was a fun mono white deck I had built for a while, and he is a tank. He's a 3/4 for 4, and when he enters, you choose First Strike, Vigilance, or Lifelink, 2 of them. Humans you control have each of the chosen abilities, and as long as you control 4 or more humans, those humans get +2/+2. Just a monster. Rick is awesome. Finally, the card that kind of pushed me into adding black back into my commander, Deadpool. As Deadpool enters, you may exchange his text box and another creature's. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 3 life. You can pay 3, sack this creature, and each other player draws a card. Now, whatever I'm picking for the exchange, that creature is going to have this ability, obviously. So whoever you're deciding on bullying when you have Deadpool enter, he is actually giving everyone else at the table card draw. It's a fun card. I have not actually been able to play it just yet. Another one, a Lord of the Rings one, Gandalf. 4/5 for 5, flash. You may cast legendary spells and artifact spells that add flash. Very good. If a legendary permanent or an artifact entering or leaving the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. He's a beast. Not much more to be said. He's just a beast. Next, a lower level legend. We have Frodo. Whenever Frodo or another legendary enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo is your ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. Next, we have a D&D card. Yeah, I counted this as a Universes Beyond. Maybe technically it's not because the Wizards owns both D&D and Magic, but this just goes too well with this deck. Because when Minx enters, you also create a legendary red hamster token with trample and haste named Boo. Another legend. Okay, stacking on our SpongeBob's ability here. Then we have Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. He's essentially a Mother of Runes for 2 with Vigilance and Ward 1. He's fun. He's good. Then we have Boromir, Warden of the Tower. If you haven't played him in a Commander game, try him out. He is pretty good. He counters spells that are free. And you can sack him to give your creatures indestructible. He's pretty good. And then we have a Street Fighter card here. Whenever he enters or attacks, put a charge counter on him or remove one from him. When you remove a counter this way, you can choose to either deal 4 damage to any target or give him lifelink and indestructible. That's Guile, Sonic Soldier. Then we have another one, Zangief, the Red Cyclone. He is a beast. He must be blocked if able. As long as it's your turn, he's got indestructible. And when he deals when he deals damage to a creature, if that creature has dealt excess damage this turn, that creature's controller sacks a non-creature, non-land permanent. Brutal. Now, this was a game winner in the pre-con AO1 where you were making a bunch of human tokens. I haven't been able to play him in this deck specifically, but he is a beast. It's Éomer. When he ETBs, he gets a counter for each other human you control. And when he ETBs, target player becomes the monarch. It's going to be you. Éomer deals damage equal to its power to any target. And then we have Shay Cormac, another Assassin's Creed card. This guy is just in there to get rid of that hexproof, indestructible, protection, shroud, and ward until end of turn for any opponent that might be having a pesky creature that is hard to deal with. Finally, we have Aragorn, Hornburg, Hero. Attacking creatures you control have first strike and renown 1. Whenever a renowned creature you control deals combat damage to a player, double the number of counters on it. Aragorn is awesome. I actually had a deck built all around him, and he was a stud. Then we have, I believe, our first Stranger Things card. We have Chief Jim Hopper. He's a 4/4/4 with Menace, and when he attacks, investigate once for each non-token attacking creature. And he's got Friends Forever. Then we have another Doctor Who card, which is... you're going to have a lot more investigating here. They're going to be pseudo card draw. So whenever you cast a historic spell, investigate. Okay, next up we have Max the Daredevil, another investigator. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, untap target creature and investigate. That is another Stranger Things card. Then we have a Lord of the Rings card. This is pseudo card advantage. Whenever he enters or attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library, and you can reveal a human from them and put it into your hand. Next, we have Faramir, another Lord of the Rings card. Whenever a legendary creature with mana 4 or greater ETBs under your control, become the monarch. At the beginning of your end step, if you're the monarch, create 2 white humans. Then we have our first Transformers card. This guy says prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to target attacking humans you control. And whenever you cast your second spell, you can convert him. The backside says humans you control cannot be countered. And whenever Goldbug and at least one human attack, draw a card and then convert him back. Finally, with the rest of the legends, we have Glenn, who's a 1/3 for 3 with Skulk. So he can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. And whenever Glenn deals combat damage to a player, draw cards equal to his power. Just another okay card draw there for you. Next, I'll go into just generic support pieces for the deck. First one, we have a Ghostbusters card. Answer the Call, or Eldamri Skull. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Very simple for 2 mana. It's very good. Next, we have another piece of card draw. It's Coastal Piracy. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card, and that is Assassin's Creed. Next, we have another D&D card. It's Bard class. Legendaries enter with an additional 1/1 counter on them. Then we can upgrade them and make the legendary spells easier to cast. And then finally, you can upgrade them again to kind of give you some impulse draw there. Next, we have a Chucky card. This is Twin Flame. You can choose any number of target creatures you control. For each of them, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it has haste. Then you have to exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. Next, we have Taunt from the Rampart. This is just a generically good card. Go to all creatures your opponents control until your next turn. Those creatures cannot block. And then we have Selfless Squire, a 4-mana 1/1 with flash. When it ETBs, prevent all damage that would be dealt to you this turn. And whenever damage that would be dealt to you is prevented, put that many counters on Selfless Squire. This card and cards like this that with that fog effect are just all stars in my play group. We love to play these, and it's always fun to have a little gotcha. Next, we will do the removal section. Now this is light. Maybe if I want to optimize this deck a little more, I'll put some more different cards into this. But just briefly, we have Galvanic Blast. This is my only Marvel card, and this was the cheapest one at the time when I bought it. Eventually, I'd like to get that Wolverine Rhythm of the Wild, but right now it's just the Galvanic Blast with Iron Man. Next, we have Vandal Blast with Deadpool. A monster of a card. Overload it, and you get to destroy every artifact that is not yours. And then we have a Go for the Throat. This was a promo card I got on my LGS, and I believe this was a Cowboy Bebop promo card. It's pretty sick. Then we have Don't Move, our first board wipe. This is a Jurassic Park card, and it says destroy all tapped creatures until your next turn. Whenever a creature becomes tapped, destroy it. Then we have Destroy the Dead. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, and you destroy all creatures. This is Vanquish the Horde. It usually only costs 2 white. It's pretty good. And this is an Evil Dead card. Never saw those movies, but I'm a big fan of Spider-Man's or Raimi's Spider-Man, so I'm familiar with it. Then we have a Tomb Raider card. Anger of the Gods. It deals 3 damage to each creature, and if a creature dies this way, it actually gets exiled. Then we have a Fortnite card. Yes, this is the ultimate Fortnite deck, I would say. It's a Wrath of God. Destroy all creatures, and they cannot be generated or regenerated. Then you have a Lignify from the Precons. Just a backbreaker. And a Terminate from Assassin's Creed. A generic removal piece. And then you have Alorion's Searing Light. Each opponent exiles a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls. This card is awesome. Okay, finally, we'll go over the boring stuff, which is the ramp and the land base. We have Chromatic Lantern for fixing. We have Rampant Growth. We have Commander Sphere. Phial of Galadriel. This could be a card draw late game, but hopefully I don't ever turn the card draw. Mostly just mana rock. Thought Vessel, Weathered Wayfarer, Path to Exile. This is an Arcane card from the show, I believe, in the Secret Lair. Then we have Lord of the Rings, Swords of Plowshare. We have The Ball, or Felwar Stone. This is from an IP I've never heard of. This was actually from a tabletop game dealing with, you guessed it, football. Wayfarer's Bauble, Lord of the Rings Soul Ring, and then the Fallout Cultivate. Now, last but definitely not least, this is the mana base here. This could be fun. We have lots of different IPs going throughout this, but mostly Lord of the Rings. We have Clifftop Retreat, Evolving Wilds, Prairie Stream, Mountain, Forest, Sunbaked Canyon from Assassin's Creed, Smoldering Marsh from Lord of the Rings, Vine Glimmer Snarl from Lord of the Rings. Exotic Orchard, Lord of the Rings. Shire Terrace. Ballroom from Clue. We got a few of them in here. I thought it was too funny not to include. Canopy Vista from Doctor Who. A Post Malone signed Mountain. Sunken Hollow from Warhammer. Choked Estuary. Crumbling Necropolis. Island. Rockfall Vale from Doctor Who. Assassin's Creed Forest, those are beautiful. Path of Ancestry. Jurassic Park Command Tower. Swamp. Grey Pelt Refuge. Swamp. Hinterland Harbor. Waterlogged Grove. A sweet double-sided island. These Jurassic Park islands were sick. Just look at that. You have Ash Barrens. Lounge. Frost Boil Snarl. Sulphur Falls. Dining Room. Terramorphic Expanse. Foreboding Ruins. Battlefield Forge. Plains from Assassin's Creed. Glacial Fortress. Plains from Jurassic Park. And then Hawkins National Laboratory. This is a Stranger Things card. This one was sweet. I've never been able to transform it, but if you can, it looks like this on the back side, and it is upside down, just like the show. Boom. Love it. Think it's sweet. Okay. Well, that's it. Probably the weirdest deck I have ever put together. So, yep, that's me. I created this channel and would like to keep going with this channel just to talk Magic. So, if you guys are a fan of, all things Magic, feel free to subscribe, like, and do all that fun YouTube stuff. Peace.